Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions. Oh, that's not the clocks. What's going on with that?
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Chris. I gotta fix the clocks here real quick. Figure out why the clocks aren't working. There we go.
I'm finishing eating my dinner.
I just woke up from a nap, actually. Been up about 10 minutes. That's why the clocks were messed up. I see Alex is here, Chris is here, and I see Greg is here. Tony Wallace says, Ian. Rick Lake says hello. Greg Guy. Photo Mix Media come in 5th. BH Ringer was there, and Tony Wallow was first. So I'll replace Winter Mute with Tony tomorrow for tomorrow night's show. So some of you may or may not know, I did actually go play golf today. I did not get a full 18 holes in. Only got in 10, which I think I got in 11. I've got to go look at the scorecard. For some reason, I'm thinking there was 11. I played the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. That's simple math. That's 5 holes. Then I played 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. That is 6 holes, and that is 11 holes. Yeah. I shot 18 on the first 5. Par, bogey, par, bogey, par. Not bad. And I shot par, bogey, bogey, par, par, bogey. So I was consistent. That's the only thing I can say. I was consistent. It's too good of a day to pass up to go not play. I put myself behind the 8 ball, though. What I should have done is I should have worked on Tuesday's opening, since that's my 2-year anniversary. Hi, Bobby Warren. Why only 11? It was windy, and Mrs. K was getting cold. The wind actually picked up and got worse instead of getting better or, subsiding. The sun came out. Sun stayed out the entire time I played, which was nice. But the wind just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it was one of those situations that I'll take what I could get type of deal. Since we were streaming it live, and I have no idea how the signal looked. In fact, I'm wondering if I am up and on YouTube, if the chat is there or not. I have to check something out. Oh, somebody is making popcorn, it smells like.
I made chicken with peppers and onions and scalloped potatoes.
I'm gone. I lost another one. I was 231 all day today. Now I'm down to 230. The live chat's still not there. So it's been almost 5 hours. A little over 5 hours. I have to go check something out. That's why I'm waiting for chat to get populated.
I see chat on YouTube.
Yeah, on the current stream, there should be chat. I'm looking at the one from when I played golf this afternoon. I would think it'd only be in an hour and 4 minutes in long. It should be there by now, but it's not.
Whose chat was that?
On the live, when I played golf today, I live streamed it.
Oh, I didn't even know you. Okay.
Yeah. So there's Photo Mix Media. Boy, he looks happy.
That hate back. What's up, homies?
Just getting
We
started.
we are.
Just getting started. I do have a question for Gary for after the stream. For some odd reason, this weird thought popped in my head today, more than once too. Same thought, not just different weird thoughts. It's kind of related to what we were talking about last night or night before last.
Sorry, you hear my radio.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought you were on your walkie-talkie talking to your mom.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Matt, come here.
BH Ruger said he's seen some live streams don't get live chat replay for over 24 hours. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not at the top of their let's get this up and running list. And I'm not even 100% sure that live chat, because I did it from the phone. So the settings might be different. I honestly don't know.
Give me the ball. Get the ball.
Chris playing with his dog. So let me go look at it here for just a second. And I got to get woke up here. Well, it was live. And see where I can check on the settings for that as far as if that was even checked or not. I just wonder if it wasn't checked, and I check it now if it will populate the chat or not. No, you can edit the title and description. You can get a shareable link. So I guess I'm just going to have to wait and see. Anyway, it was all right. I mean, had the wind not been blowing, I'd have played at least 18, if not more. Right now, it's basically you pay a very small price and you can play as much golf as you want. You got to walk. But other than that, that's the only drawback. The walking right now is good though. In fact, I put a tease into BH Ring to Photo Mix Media, coming off one of the holes that it's on now. I'm out here playing golf in February, so it was 51 when we started, and again the wind when we started was just a very gentle breeze. And then by the end of it, it was blowing pretty good. So I'm going to guess Alex doesn't have his internet back since he hasn't said anything yet.
I doubt it.
He's preserving his data so that when he's got something to say.
And I'm here. Yes, I do have something to say. I was in the other room finding my mom's notes. I do have something to say. It's hilarious now, but it wasn't hilarious then. It's hilarious now, but it wasn't hilarious when it happened.
All right. So
last night when I was in the bed, of course I didn't have my internet, so I had my phone. I was watching a YouTube short, and you know how a YouTube short, it's like 30 seconds long, and then it repeats and keeps repeating and repeating and repeating.
Yeah.
Well, I dropped my phone face down on the floor while the YouTube short was going. So guess what I had to do? I had to somehow figure out how to reach my bar above my head that I have. Grab it, reach over, grab my phone in the floor while laying on my back in the bed so that I could turn off the silly phone and I couldn't, and during all this I couldn't see, so I had to reach over there, try to turn on my light, fiddle with the light a few minutes to try to get it to turn on. When I first turned it on, it was blindingly bright, so I kind of had to mess with it, try to make it not as bright, but bright enough so I could still see and figure out where the phone was. And then when I finally figured out where the phone was, I had to try to reach my short little arm to get the phone to turn it off to turn off that annoying video.
Not to mention the data that it would have used if you hadn't have been able to do that.
So the moral of the story is, and because I didn't have internet, I couldn't use my Google speaker to call, so I didn't have any other way of communication, any other way to call other than holler as loud as I could and hope they hear me because they was already in bed asleep at the time. So I managed to get the phone, turn the video off, and didn't have to holler, but it was a pain in my rear because I couldn't see. Had to fiddle around with the light, then finally get the phone, turn it
You're
off.
right. It probably wasn't funny at the time, but yes, that's pretty funny.
Alex, you need some kind of call box to call for help when you need it.
I have one of them help I've fallen and can't get up things. It's attached to the alarm, but there's only one problem with that.
Got to have
That
the
calls
internet.
that calls the alarm company. There's two
Yeah, I
problems
don't
with
mean
that.
that. I mean for your mother or dad.
You don't have a call light system for your mom and dad?
No, I don't.
Okay. So real
All I
quick,
have is
I want to cover something while it's fresh, Alex. So Bobby, those are the type of things that I want you guys, which BH did and you did, to remove, and you guys can remove that guy out of there as well. The thing that Zenjack said, I'm pretty sure was just he was poking humor. I've not seen it yet, so I don't know. But those are the things that I want you guys, and you guys do a hell of a good job of getting rid of. Because by the time I got over there to get it, BH Ringer had already tagged him and he was gone. So I just want you to be aware of that. And I'm not frustrated at all with what you did earlier. I just want you to understand. Joking with me is fine. You don't mess with my wife. You don't mess with my mom. You don't mess with my grandson, my granddaughters, sister and brother. Yeah, they're fair game. I don't care about them.
Oh my gosh. They should have. And you don't mess with Alex.
Yeah, well,
Not like that either.
yeah, not like that, Chris. Of course. I mean, we could poke. We could poke humor in one another, and we do it all the time, and that's fine. But stuff like that, no, that's just not gonna work. All right, here we go. Somebody get rid of him. Just block him from the channel if you guys have that ability. If not, I'll do it later. All right, let me go check something out. Well, people that have nothing better to do in their life than wait the 2 weeks. I believe it's still 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's time for little children to be in bed.
Yeah, really.
You had it set for 7 days.
Is it 7 days now? I thought I still had it at 2 weeks. Huh. Well, I will put it back to 2 weeks. That seems to be a pretty good number.
So anyway, that's what I did last night, and I never thought I was gonna get that phone up off the floor, but there was other than that, nothing else has changed. There is no internet update for anybody that's curious. I didn't figure there would be today or yesterday or Friday because it's the weekend.
Yep.
I hope coming tomorrow afternoon, like you said, Ken, they got it turned back on. But I don't really hold out that much hope because it is Windstream, so they've proven themselves to be not so reliable over the years when it comes to crap like this.
Yeah, I think it'll be tomorrow afternoon, very latest. I think you'll be fine.
Everybody else I've talked to at church has got their internet up. Preacher, our sound guy, the lady that got the fiber for me, all got their they've all got their internet up when they've all got their power on. They've all got their internet work.
And rightfully so. Theirs doesn't get shut off. If they lost it, they lost it due to the weather. Yours was actually shut off. So,
It just happened. It just happened to be shut off during all the weather.
right. It coincidentally just, I mean, unfortunately, that's, ironic, I guess is the word I want. I'm looking at something here if I can change this while I'm
Oh,
live
it's
or not.
Cheak. That wasn't really him.
No, it wasn't. It's probably a bot or somebody that's got all these accounts set up that has nothing better to do. It's something to annoy us. Hey, look at me. I got to say something silly and stupid. And apparently I cannot. That's the one thing I cannot change while I'm live. I can change a lot of stuff in here, it looks like.
Hey, I'm not watching the stream, but if Tony's there, thank you, Tony. I sent you an email.
Tony's there. And I'm over in the studio right now looking to see if I can somehow. Oh, I can. I can change it right here. So now we're going to change it to 2 weeks. Save it. And that should say, yep, Ken Stout Live is turned on subscribers mode only 2 weeks. So that'll maybe cut down a little bit of that. Yeah, if you guys didn't ban them or block them or remove them, I will go back later and do that and make sure. I don't know why people do it. Oh, Jesus. Come on, dude. Give it a break.
My total data usage for the last 4 days as of now is just over 11 gigs, like 11 and a half gigs.
So you're over your 10, or wait, you have unlimited on your phone, right?
That's the reason why I'm on the phone, because I'm supposed to have unlimited on the phone, but only 10 gigs of hotspot, only 10 gigs of actual hotspot data, or which right now I've used just about 8 gigs of hotspot alone.
Right.
So, but the 11 and a half, 12 gigs is the total of the phone and hotspot. So I'm trying to not find out if the 10 gigs for the hotspot is accurate or not, and just stay on the phone.
That's good. Kristen, or Bobby Warren says, I don't want anyone to mess with Kristen or Ozzy. I don't know well, Kristen, I know is your coworker. As you know, again, they can poke fun at me. Things that are being said are not allowable, and I'm just gonna have to go to a members only and not have charge for membership, and that way we'll just not have any of this nonsense at all. Okay, coworker as well.
Go to a members only, but not have a charge for membership. How does that work?
I don't know. I've got to figure it out. I just know that's one way to put an instant stop to this nonsense right here.
Unless they join and start acting up.
I don't know. I don't know if you can set that up to where you have to approve members or not. I really, obviously I think you have to have a charge to it. I've never really looked into it because I've never ever thought about having members only.
What Kerry said, if you join and you pay it and you still act up, he said he'll just take your money.
Are you still able to see just chat, or are you seeing the whole thing, Chris?
I can see the whole thing.
Wow.
I don't know how long I'll stay. I'm going to watch a few Mondays. If I don't forget tomorrow, I'm going to watch and see how it goes.
Yeah, keep track of how long. So Bobby Warren says, do a TikTok live. You will never, ever see me on TikTok. If you see me on TikTok, that's because somebody has recorded my videos and put me fictitiously on TikTok. Yes, BH Ringer, Tony Wallow, and Wintermute, all three of you guys are super fast on that. I mean, it's like by the time I gotta go, damn, he's gone. So, which is good. So, Alex, you did have another little story to say about your internet, didn't you? The message you sent to me, you finally caved in and unplugged your router and plugged something else in to test it to make sure.
I have a cheap $20 little travel router. It's nothing. It's not much. It's just a little cheap little travel router, like 150 megabit, 2.4 only, whatever. Just a cheap $20 thing that I've had for like 5 or 10 years, and I plugged it in. I unplugged the router at the fiber box, plugged in, reconfigured that small little travel router, plugged it in, and same thing happened with it that's happening with my big main router, and that's that it did not get any IP address or anything. So that just verifies that it's not my equipment. That's all it does.
Right.
So if they try to come back, if Clemson tries to come back and say, "Oh, it's your equipment," no, it's not. I can say I plugged in a completely different model router by a completely different manufacturer, and the same thing happened.
Yeah, one of our viewers actually made a comment on one of the streams and he was joking, okay? He said I called Alex's ISP and I told him to cancel it because he was having trouble with YouTube videos. Which is actually quite funny.
I tried that, and I honestly wasn't expecting it to work, but I knew if it did work, that would indicate that there's something wrong with my with my new router I just bought, and I would have to send it back to Amazon because it's still returnable to Amazon until February 20th.
So Tony Wallow's asking if YouTube is broken. Hopefully it's only broken in the fact that a lot of these people are getting through.
42. I forgot.
As far as what I can see, yeah, that's very true what BH Ringer said. I've not seen any issues with the stream at all. I do see an issue with the fact that it does seem all of a sudden we've gotten an awful lot of people bombing us tonight. So you guys keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
So this week is an interesting week. We finally have a schedule. We have two schedules. We have three schedules. We have three schedules. Tuesday, Lorna's 2 to 10, 10 to 6. I'll be at Mom's from when I get there a little after 2 till 7 at night. Wednesday, she's 2 to 10. Again, I'll be at Mom's from a little after 2 till 7 at night. Thursday, she's 2 to 10, 10 to 6. Again, I'll be at Mom's 2 o'clock, just after 2 to 7 o'clock. Friday, she's 2 to 10, 10 to 6, and I'll be at Mom's a little after 2:30, 2:30, whatever, till 7 o'clock. That's as things stand right now. So there probably is not going to be very many daily Da Vinci's next week. If they are, they're going to be premieres. And if they're premieres, they are going to be short premieres.
One more thing I just thought about my internet really quick. My mom asked me if it was up today. Of course, I told her no, it's not. And I told her that she was complaining about having to call the 800 number for the customer service or the technical support.
Okay.
Well, I told her to look up it just so happens Windstream's headquarters is in Little Rock. So I told her to look up the Windstream headquarters number and give them a call because she asked me about talking to somebody in she said she wanted to talk to somebody in Arkansas. Well, that's the best way to talk to somebody in Arkansas. Call the headquarters, because if you call the customer service, you don't know if you're going to get an American or you're going to get somebody you can barely understand.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you call the headquarters, you're going to be calling an Arkansas number.
And I seriously doubt they're open on Sunday.
I know. I just that's what I told her is tomorrow, or the next day. We want to call the, but I doubt they'll. What do you think they'll be able to do? They may be able to expedite the process. If
Or you might just piss them off enough that instead of it being Monday afternoon, it might be Thursday morning or the 13th.
Or the 28th.
Yeah, I mean, I would just let things ride. You were told a 24 to 48 hour window on Friday or Thursday, knowing that it was the weekend.
Friday. So
Oh, was it Friday? I thought it was Thursday.
yeah, it was Friday.
Okay, well that indicates it'll be Monday. And they are headquartered out of no. Let's see. That's not what I want. I wonder if they outsource or not.
Of course they do, or I wouldn't. Every time I call, I wouldn't be getting, somebody I can barely understand. I'd be getting somebody that either lives somewhere in America or
Well, you could be getting someone that lives in America that is not from America. Just because they don't speak very good English doesn't necessarily mean they're out of the country.
Well, you called. All I'm saying is, you called the same number. You spoke to someone that spoke plain English, and I called the same number you gave me, and I got someone that I could barely understand.
My aunt, her son, well, not her son, it's actually her stepson. He lives in Houston, Texas. He's always worked for a telephone company, but the last one he worked for was on Windstream.
Yeah, according to Google, I Googled Windstream and outsourcing. It says, although technically an outsourced function, Windstream is more like an in-house resource. Joe T has been a true partner. Yeah, being 24/7, they probably do outsource it a little bit.
At least for the technical support. Now, if you call for customer service and it's beyond like their normal working hours, it'll say we're closed for customer service. But the technical support is open 24.
Some places Windstream provides Dish Network.
That's what our sound guy has, his Dish Network and his phone and his internet all bundled together. So he was like, well, I guess if I ever want to get rid of if I ever want to unbundle and get rid of the Dish Network or whatever, I guess I'm gonna have to be prepared like what you are.
I thought you got rid of Dish Network already.
Yeah, we did. It wasn't bundled with the it wasn't bundled with the Windstream though. The only thing bundled with the Windstream was the phone. But they offer it to be bundled. You can.
So y'all don't have no TV or nothing at all right now.
Nope. Actually, we've got a shelf full of DVDs in the living room. A whole wall shelf full of DVDs. So they're just, if you're on watching anything on TV right now, on the actual TV, it's going to be a DVD. Because the Chromecast thing, of course, that I've got on the TV in there does not work without internet.
Well, look on the bright side. You didn't lose your power, right?
Yeah, on the bright side, my dad got all the generators and extension cords and everything ready. In case we lost power doing all this, and we never lost power.
Right.
It flickered once or twice.
Yep, it is the bright side because they got lights. That's bright. Trying to make a joke.
So maybe we need to research kinetic broadband.
Just look up you should be able to just look up Windstream headquarters and it will tell you.
Yeah, I know it's in Little Rock. I was trying to determine if they actually truly outsource their service or not, and it's it's
now when
50-50.
you call them, your automated system says, "Thank you for calling Kinetic by Windstream." So their Kinetic is just a marketing name. To me, they're still Windstream because of what the company name is.
I don't understand why all these companies have got a hold of marketing names.
It's just like Facebook going to Meta. It's like Meta is the company name, but Facebook's the product. I mean, why can't you just call it Facebook? Because they have to call it something else because the same company that owns Facebook also owns Instagram and WhatsApp.
Cox had something, I forgot what it was. Comcast had Xfinity, and Charter used to have. Well, they changed the Spectrum, the whole name, the Spectrum, but when they were Charter, they were still Spectrum.
Well, we all hope you get it back tomorrow.
But if I don't, it's not the end of the world, of course, but it'd be nice.
Looks like Windstream is in Georgia.
Yeah, Windstream actually services 18 states. I don't exactly know what all 18 states are, but Georgia's one, Kentucky's one, and that's all I know off the top of my head.
Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Maryland, New York, Ohio, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, maybe, and
Texas got to be one.
Greenbow, Alabama. No, Texas isn't one actually, Chris.
They must have been bought out again. Okay, because Windstream had went in and bought, I guess, Southwest Bell or whatever. I don't know. I thought that's what he said.
Chris, Windstream is actually one of the few internet companies, if not the only internet company I know now that has truly unlimited that advertises truly unlimited data. There is no, and I can vouch for that. There is no throttling. There is no data cap because we've been using them for 20 years, and I've never had that problem.
Well,
I've had every other problem.
I went to unlimited on my AT&T, and it's really unlimited.
I've had every other problem in the book with I've had every other problem in the book with Windstream in the past. At least it seems like I have, but I've never had the problem of I ran out of data, or they throttling us because I've used too much data, or my mom's never came to me and said, "Alex, I need you to quit using so much."
I was having a hard time. I went unlimited so I could stream some, but I think it's having a hard time. If I do all 3 TVs on streaming, it wouldn't be able to. I need a little bit faster internet. I don't know why AT&T don't jump on board and go ahead and get fiber.
Today, the church my dad was preaching at, I saw something really interesting. I thought it was really interesting. They actually have a PTZ camera at the back of the church, so facing the pulpit, so they can record the sermons.
Have a what now?
That's what I said.
A PTZ camera. One of them cameras that you can remotely turn left, right, up, down, zoom in.
So Wintermute's saying they are in Texas. We'll go look at his link real quick. So Alex, you never experienced any download speeds that are slowed or have slowed?
I did not say that, Ken. What I said is I've never experienced any data limits, any data caps.
I understand that.
With
my question is, you've never experienced any download speeds that have slowed down?
Yes, I have
Then you've
experienced
experienced, then you have experienced throttling. It's number 2 on the list of throttling. I would be very shocked
that.
if in. Go ahead.
But I will tell you that I've only experienced that if we've had problems. If we're not having problems and everything's working like it should be working, like like before we got fiber, I had 60 down and 10 up. If it was working fine, like it should, I would expect to get 60 down and 10 up, or 50 down and 10 up. If it was any less than that, I knew I was having problems.
Well,
And
let's just hope you get it back tomorrow. Let's hope when you get your first bill, it's a little lower and everything works out for you.
it should be lower since we're no longer paying for phone that we don't need.
Do you know if you postpay or prepay your bill?
Don't have any idea. I think postpay, but
Well, if you postpay, you're going to pay for the phone line for last month because you didn't cancel it until the middle of the month, and they're going to prorate it and charge you for that phone line. If you prepay, you're all right. So, Greg, did you understand what I put in the message earlier yesterday, today, or whenever that was?
I think you were asking about that Asus AI suite.
Yeah, I was. So is it pretty self-explanatory? I click on it and then it will, I don't have to be a genius to install it?
No, you don't. You can do one click.
Okay. Bobby Warren's asking if Alex returned the dish equipment.
Depends on how old it is.
Thought the dish equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I thought he said that they were sending a box out for him to return it. We'll have to wait for him to crank the handle a couple more times to get some data built up. Can you imagine?
my dish equipment has already been returned.
Okay. Bobby Warren asked that, by the way.
Did they want that thing
that
off
was-
the dish?
You
Do
what,
what,
Chris?
Chris?
I asked him if they did they want that thing back that's on the dish,
No,
front part of the dish.
no.
Okay. Some
All we
places
sent
they
back
do.
was the receivers.
That's probably a good thing since most discs are up on a roof and they probably don't want people falling off the roof. So the girls, go
when they
ahead.
came and upgraded me, they told me just throw the antenna away.
Huh. So the girls basketball team that we went and watched a couple weeks ago won their sectional for the first time in 24 years. That's pretty cool. I mean, I could tell they were a pretty good team. Didn't think they were that good. I don't think they'll go much further than the first game in the regionals, though. Jeff Ryman's joined us in chat. Says good evening. Hey, Jeff. Seems like the Bombers got the message. Haven't seen any since I changed it. And I know that didn't fix it, but since I changed it to 2 weeks, haven't seen any. Probably the same person or a bot. Would be my speculation. Oh, I'm up to 233. Some of the bots have subscribed to my channel. See, there you okay, this brings something up very interesting. I started the show at 231. We had 4 or 5 people bombing us, and I've gained 2 subscribers. Are they somehow circumventing a way around the week or 2 week period to get in?
Couldn't tell you.
Well, I can't either. I can only come up with these wild and crazy hypotheses.
We'll know in 2 weeks unless you block them.
Well, Yeah, I understand that, Chris, but when I started the show, I was at 231. Actually, I was at 230, and I've gained 3 subscribers. I'm going to say there was, what, 5 bombers? So I just wonder if somehow they've manipulated, dare I say, the code to speed it up? I don't know. I
And it
honestly
took
do
me
not know.
all the time I was gone to add those 3 other accounts.
Is that Jeff?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Well,
No,
I'm researching something else real quick.
no, it was a lot of work to get you those 3 extra subscriptions.
So you mean
Oh,
they
yeah, it was. Yeah. Yes, thank you.
what did you
And right
mean,
at the right time, too.
Yeah. You're
they can
getting a little
make it
bit.
look like it's been
You'll be at 300 by the end of another 6 months or into the calendar year anyway.
Yeah, I kind of want to be at 400 come the end of the calendar year, but if I am, I am. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. No big deal. What are we having for dinner? A bowl of salad.
Yeah, Olivia wanted salad, so that's what I made.
Well, that's good. That's real good.
Then I made some nuggets after that. Some
Warner
chicken nuggets.
recooked the corned beef from yesterday, and it turned out to be really, really good. And then she made a gravy that turned out to be really, really good too. So that's
Yeah, I could use some good gravy. We went out and had lunch after Caleb's team lost this morning, so they didn't have to play this afternoon. Went to a cafe we used to go to years ago, and the gravy on the breakfast was no good.
huh.
Tasted like it wasn't all the way cooked, if you know what I mean. You can taste the
Mhm.
flour in it. It's unusual. This has been a good place for years.
Yeah, I've got a little thing in mind that I want to do to show the difference between the way men think and women think. This morning, which was actually this afternoon, I stepped outside to do something comfortable, sun's out. I'm in short sleeve shirt, short pants. I'm thinking long pants and my long sleeve t-shirt thing here, I'll be good to play golf. So I go into Lauren, I said, I'm going to play golf. Would you like to go? Oh, sure. This was 10 minutes till 2. Anyone want to take a gander at what time she finally got in the car?
20 minutes later.
Now, I wish it was 20 minutes later. That would have been 10 after 2.
4 o'clock?
No, no, not quite that bad.
2:30?
2:30. Yeah. And how, only reason that was is because I'm sitting here and I was working on a real quick DaVinci Resolve project, which, by the way, I did get to work. I'll explain that when we're not on the air. And I hear pots and pans clinging around. I'm like, why do we need pots and pans to go play golf? This, it's just not like, I go in there and she's washing the dishes. I'm like, I'm going to play golf. I told you 15 minutes ago, I'm going to go play golf. You think that might put a little bit of sense of urgency? No. 2:30, she comes strolling out. There have been many, BH says, there have been many other multiple accounts that didn't respond in chat. Been seeing a lot of that in the coin community rather lately, rather than the porn bots. Yeah. Yeah, you almost want to wish for the porn bots, don't you? Oh, my. So I'm thinking about trying to do a little comedy skit if I can find someone, not my wife, to exaggerate. Well, maybe I should get my wife because she does it naturally. And then we get to the course and we're headed out. We're headed out to play. And she goes, "We're walking?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I said we were walking." And she stops and buttons up her coat and puts on her hood. Yvonne's random thoughts in the house. Hello, Yvonne. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while.
What was the temperature there today when you were golfing?
It was 51 or 52 when I started, and it was the wind. The sun was out the entire time, but the doggone wind picked up literally at every hole. It seemed like the wind increased every hole.
We were warm here today. In fact, the high was 64 today. but it was windy here too.
Yeah, we're supposed to have really good temperatures all week, but with what's going on with Mom and everything, even if it wasn't raining, I couldn't go play golf this week at all. Maybe next weekend. Maybe next weekend. Played 11 holes. Par, bogey, par on the front 5. And then par, bogey, par, bogey on the back 6. Which really, if you watch the video, there were, I can only speak for one because I seen it when I looked for the replay. I had 2 putts that hit the hole. Should have fell in the hole, but rimmed out and went the other way. So, but it was good. I learned some things. I tried a couple new things. I'm trying to self-diagnose, which is wrong, my golf game. So I did make a couple changes, and one of the changes I made actually worked out pretty good. Now, if I can do it consistently, that's the problem.
Well, no more often than you play. I'd say you're doing pretty well. I mean,
well, we looked at it this way.
you were what? I mean, 11 holes, you were how much over par? 3 or 4?
Oh gosh, 6 or 7? I don't know.
Oh,
A lot.
Well, you didn't say.
Well, yeah, I've got all my scorecards from when I've played.
But when you're down for a while and the weather's bad and you go out, even if you're 6 or 7 over par.
Right. Yeah.
For somebody our age, so to speak, and doesn't play all that often, that's pretty damn good.
Sure.
I'll
have to dig them out. We were talking about it coming home that I've played more in Indiana in the first 2 months of winter than I played the entire time we lived in Charleston, Illinois. In fact, I've played more in Indiana in the first 2 months of the winter than I played in Las Vegas as well. We only played one time in Vegas, which I still don't quite understand that. I guess it was the heat. Let's go with the heat.
I don't know what the cost is here either. I mean, they've got a lot of nice golf courses here, but I don't know anything about pricing. So I don't know if it's worth what they want to charge you here.
Well, there's a lot of good coming out of this. I do not see riding in a cart on this particular course this spring and summer at all. If I can walk it in the wintertime, I should be able to walk it in the summertime. I just have to take more water. Mrs. K, on the other hand, I might get her a cart because I don't know if she can walk 18 holes or not. Now the only thing she had to carry was the camera. So,
but I don't know what her work. She's on her feet a lot, almost all the time, right?
Do what?
She's on her feet at work.
Oh yeah. She's constantly walking.
Yeah,
constantly. In fact, I think I'm going to sneak in my pedometer on her uniform one night and not tell her, just to see how many steps she takes at work. I think I will be shocked. I think she will be shocked.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Kind of work that she does and you used to do, that's hard work. I mean,
you're on your feet.
Yep.
You are on your feet. Yeah, I only lost one golf ball today, and here's the irony on this one. I hit a golf ball. It did not go in the lake. There were no trees or woods for it to go into, but we could not find it.
Olivia, stop.
Out there somewhere.
If you were near a house, it might have went in their window.
No, we weren't. We didn't even play those holes. If I was by myself, I would have, but with her being with me, I didn't. She was getting cold. I mean, I could tell it.
I wonder if that happens. Those people that live close to that golf course.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Don't even have a fence on it.
In fact, my son lives on a golf course, and he has hundreds of golf balls because they shank him over into his yard. They shank him onto his roof. They haven't, knock on wood, they haven't broken a window yet, but it's a matter of time.
It'd be fun if it went if it went down the chimney.
Yeah. Well, they got the screen on the top. I don't think it can do that.
Yeah,
But
what's the deductible on these homeowners?
I don't know.
Would that count as a hole in one?
Well, ironically, on the one I lost, on the hole that I lost the golf ball on, it was such a, it felt so good of a shot. I walked up to the hole and went, doggone it, it's not a hole in one. Because if you watch
So
it,
it just kind of vanished.
I have no idea where it went. It was green, so that didn't help. Alex left, I just now noticed. It was green, and I had it in the air for about 3 seconds, and after that I lost it. I don't know if it went left. I know it didn't go in the water, but no big deal. It happens. The other good thing is I didn't put anything in the water today, which was actually ice. So that was good. Overall, I was happy with how the day turned out. I just should have went about an hour earlier. But I was sitting here thinking of what I was going to do. Alex said he might be back later. He sent a chat message. I don't know if he sent it to everybody or just me.
Still on the internet.
Yeah, he doesn't still have the internet, so unfortunately.
The ball's going to people's yard reminds me. When I worked at Kroger, and this was one of the assistant managers. We was in the produce where they went through and picked out the produce, like bad apples and all.
Yeah.
And he was chucking those apples over the fence. I mean, it was pretty good ways, but he could throw a long way, and we heard it going in their pool. I was scared somebody was going to call us. They were going to call the store and say, "Y'all got somebody throwing apples."
Who knows? They might have picked it up, washed it off, and ate it, unless they were really horribly bad.
Almost.
They were bad. They pulled them off the shelf. You could not sell them.
Yeah, but we all know people that have been in a situation where they might eat something that's 2 or 3 days or 2 or 3 weeks, or in my mom's case, 2 or 3 months past the expiration date. She didn't eat it, though. We caught it. She had a jar of olives in her cabinet that was like years old. Oh, they're fine. No, they're not. We threw the jar away. That was another funny moment. That happened years ago, though, not recently. She's got PT tomorrow. See how long that's going to last. I'll start an under-over pool on that. Hopefully, Mrs. K will play some golf this spring.
She have clubs?
Not yet. I've got 2 extra sets of clubs. I was gonna get her a set for Christmas, but then I got to thinking I don't think she's gonna play that much that I want to spend that kind of money on clubs just to sit in the garage. And she can always choke down on the clubs I have.
Interesting here. I haven't looked at any of them yet. I went to Yvonne's channel.
Yeah.
He's got quite a few videos.
Yeah, she does. I try to catch her when I can.
Somebody moderately serious about it. Some of them sound
trying to get better at catching people when they show up. I know the other night I missed a couple and I felt really bad about that. But that's the bad thing about not having that little thing that was that Twitch thing I had, because it was right in front of me and there's no way I could miss it. Hopefully somebody will get that rewritten and working pretty good. Can't believe it's been a little over an hour already. This early start's cool. Do what, Jeff?
So Twidget's still out there, but it needs to be updated because something about YouTube changed.
I can't find it. I haven't been able to find it anywhere.
Okay. So this was not something you downloaded or anything like that.
Yeah, it was a third-party app.
Right.
Put on the computer, and it just goes and grabs the chat and brings it over here. puts
but
it-
you don't have your old one or the original one you
I
were
got
using?
yeah, I got it stopped working, so I got rid of it.
Oh,
Now
okay, well,
I could pop
that
chat out.
sounds like it needs updating or something.
Yeah. So when I pop chat out and bring it over here, it's distracting. I know that sounds weird and odd, but it's just distracting. Whereas with the Twidget, and the other thing about Twidget that I liked is if someone made a comment that was noteworthy to repeat, I could click on it and it would show up in the stream. Uh-oh. Wintermute comes through with a link. Let's go see if this is it.
Is that from the
That was it, yes.
Microsoft?
I don't know
If
if...
this is from 2021. That would be the old one.
Yeah, I got to bring this over here so I can see it.
Hmm.
Yeah, probably. Possibly. Let's give it a shot and see. You guys know me, huh? I'm like Mikey. Let's give it to Mikey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Who came in?
Wintermute.
Change my picture.
After
It's a
a long
Microsoft
day.
Store app, but I think it's there.
after a long day coding or something, that's what Wintermute looks like.
Yeah, he's just getting a new picture for when he's first place again. Give me a little bit more work to do. I'm going to go over here and look at this. I guess I could bring, well, maybe I cannot bring. When I click on Get in Store app.
It should open the Microsoft Store.
Yeah, it should, but it didn't. Let me try it again. Here we go. Open Microsoft Store. Yes, of course.
The Chrome should pop up something and say, do you want to open it?
Yeah, for some odd reason it didn't the first time, but it did here. And I'm going to go ahead and install it. Now I'm going to have to stop. Remember how I put it on the stream.
Yeah, I don't know if it works or not. I haven't tested.
Now we're about to find out. Well, possibly we're about to find out. See, Gary joined us. Hi, Gary.
Hello, what's up?
I've got a question specifically for you after the stream ends.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you'll like it. It's not bad.
I should have studied.
Well,
Why start now?
It's called cheating. Yeah. Why? After 63 years, why start now?
I have no clue.
Windows Defender Firewall has blocked some of the features of this app.
Ooh.
That never popped up before. So I'm going to be brave and hit allow access.
Oh, it's trying to phone home.
Sign in using your Google account to start using Twidget. That's something that's new. Okay.
Here's one for Jeff and the older folks here, and Ken and Greg.
Yeah, the smoke starts rising from the monitor.
Yeah, really.
I have a friend, well, one of my good friends died a couple years ago, that actually had a monitor go up in smoke from software. Back in the XT days, he had a monochrome monitor and a Hercules graphics card. And it turns out if you send a signal to the monitor when the graphics card was in the wrong mode, you can overheat something and the monitor literally will go up in smoke.
Heard that.
And IBM blamed Hercules and Hercules blamed IBM. So
Well, they had Hercules so you could run. The reason it came out was to run Lotus.
and so he was writing a little piece of software to plot something on the screen, and he sent a signal over without switching the card into the proper mode, so the frequency was wrong. And Hercules said IBM should have had a frequency filter in their monitor, and IBM said Hercules shouldn't send that kind of a signal without checking it. So he's blamed the other one.
That's interesting. I can't move this box right. Oh, there we go. Come on, doggone it. You know what? I'll just close it. So, sign in with Google. I'll sign in with Google. It says, congratulations, you're signed. This is the same thing it did before. It just sat there and spun and spun and spun and spun. So it's a possibility.
It's probably the Google's Google authentication isn't working anymore. I wonder if it.
Possible. I'm not sure. It worked for forever, and then it just suddenly started doing this. So, no big deal at all. Let me stop sharing my screen. Let me go back to here. Introduction. Try turning the introduction off by hitting the right button. Yeah, I'm not sure what made me think of this question earlier today when I ask it, and I am going to do it off stream. It's nothing bad. It's nothing. It's not bad at all. So
I don't care. I just was teasing anyway.
No, it's not.
I'm looking at Mr. Ringer's how to overclock your monitor.
Well, you call Pennsylvania first thing.
You aren't answering me when I ask you what you're doing.
Okay, I'm not sure I see any difference in that, but then again, my eyes are bad right now, so I'll come back later. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I want to give a shout out to Tony Wallow was first. Yeah, go back to the studio to get the exact list. I believe it was Tony Wallow was first. Robert Michael was second. BH Ringer was third. Greg Guy was fourth. He slipped from first to fourth. Photo Mix Media was fifth. Rick Lakes was there. Wintermute was there. Bobby Warren was there. Yvonne's Random Thoughts was there. Chris Garrett was there. Bobby Warren, if I didn't mention him. And I think that's everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Rick Lakes. Yep. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm working on a premiere for DaVinci tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's a possibility. So good night. See you tomorrow night. Probably about the same time. And yes, Greg is asleep. We can start to DaVinci now.
Oh God, yes.
Good night, everybody.